Hi everyone, say hi to this beautiful hickory tree. It's a very young tree that is growing in my yard, and this is the first year when it produced nuts. And as they started rolling down my driveway, I learned some interesting stuff about them, so I will share that with you today. And just want to mention that while I love plants and learning about plants, I'm not an expert, and I'm just excited to share with you my learning progress. Even before I found out the name of this tree, I felt really drawn to it, observing it through the cycles, visiting, looking at all of the chipmunks and squirrels, being busy, picking nuts, touching the bark. Just found it absolutely stunning. As far as the name of this specific tree goes, there are over 12 species of hickory trees in the northeast region of the United States. So identifying them is just a bit tricky, at least it was for me. This one I think is the mockernut hickory, Caria tomentosa, maybe, based on the size and shape of the nuts. And also the raches, which are the leaf stems, look kind of woolly. The bark is light gray and the ridges are not that deep. They're kind of shallow and not shaggy, which is the tendency with some other hickory species. And if you look at the leaves, the leaflets are compounded 7 to 9 leaves. Based on that, I know this is not the big nut hickory, which has 5 leaves. And also the meat of the nut is sweet, which tells me that this is not the bitternut hickory variety. This picture is a good example of the nut's anatomy. You can see that the husk, which is originally green, darkens as it dries up. It's segmented, so when it's dry, it's relatively easy to peel it off. And there's also no oily staining substance like you would normally see with black walnuts, for example. Hickory trees are ones of the oldest natives of our area, and the Native American peoples regarded them highly, and not just for the nuts, which is an excellent food source, but also for the superior wood and great firewood, which is legendary for its minimum ash and maximum heat production, for the medicinal properties of the sap and the bark. And let's not forget about the spiritual properties, because back in the day, people did not separate physical from the spiritual. Hickory tree teaches us about patience and resilience and flexibility. This specific one, the mockernut variety, can grow to be up to 500 years old. So it's a really, really special tree. Going back to the nuts, I found it really easy to crack them with rocks, much easier than any conventional nut cracker. And before doing that, just let them sit for a few weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks, to let them dry up. It's also good to check them for any holes or bugs, and one way to do it is to run a water test, just placing them in a bowl of water, and the ones that are empty will float to the top, so you can just simply discard them. The nut meat is excellent. It's really, really sweet and delicious, and you can either eat it as is, preserve it in the fridge for maybe a few weeks, or use them in baking. It's very popular in pies and muffins and cookies. Enjoy!